Motion to open zoning board of appeals meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Wow, I don't have to. Okay, well, the gentleman isn't here for Tamarack, so, right now. So why don't we do,
There was somebody else. Do you want me to go make sure that's not the person?
I'll go.
oh, there's somebody out there?
When I walked up, there was. I want to make sure.
I figure we let the gentleman from Costco get out of here.
Sorry. I mean, you can do that. I don't mind. You can. I'll make a motion to take him out of order. If you want to do that.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Sorry.
Marguerite's getting a little,
So you,
okay, well,
sorry.
sorry about that.
Motion to open case number 4309.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Public hearing will be held in the Town Hall Conference Room B, Room 301, third floor, 10 Pearl Street, on June 6, 2024, at 7:30 PM, on a petition of Thomas White, case number 4309, for a variance under the Town of Stoughton zoning bylaw of November 18, 2015, as amended Section 4.1.2, Table of Dimensional and Density Regulations relative to the minimum front yard setback in order to construct a 25 by 36.3 addition located at 37 Tamarack Drive, further identified in Assessors Plan 78, Lot 96, in an RV zone in said Stoughton. Any person designed to receive further notice concerning the petition as provided by the general rules of the Zoning Board of Appeal should file a written request containing his or her name and address with the board. Petitioners or his representative or any other persons designed to be heard in this matter should appear at time and place designated. Sherman Upro Chairman was in the Patriot Ledger May 22nd and May 29th, 2024. Okay.
Motion to waive the reading of the abutters and to take the answers to question 8 as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Mr. White?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to explain what you want to do?
This is my home. My family resides here collectively, and we have outgrown the space. We started off just myself and my wife, and 3 kids later, we don't have enough space to occupy for our family. And so all we're trying to do is make a little bit of an addition for our living room as well as for bedroom space up above. Purely the reason.
Okay, so what are you actually trying to build?
On the left side of the property, we're building a family room, which would be our living room space, and on the right side, which is above the garage, we are building our bedroom, our primary bedroom with a bedroom for my son. So there are currently 3 bedrooms in the house. We're making 4 bedrooms.
So it's just 1 bedroom over the
Over the garage, yes.
How about bathrooms?
There is a bathroom currently. We're just moving it over the garage as well. So
So it'll be two bathrooms?
there will be 2 bathrooms on that upper floor. There are 2 bathrooms there now. We're just moving it out and making the space for the bedroom where the bathroom currently is.
Are you on town water?
No, we're on well water. Yeah.
How about, so you must be a septic system too then?
Nope. We have town sewer.
Have town sewer?
It's a strange world over in Tanglewood.
questions? Emil?
He said no.
Oh, he said no? Yeah. Oh, I see him running through. Jeff?
No, I don't think I have any question. I think this diagram is really helpful to understand the shape of the lot. And
Topography issue.
yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at here. And you can't really move it. Right, have you considered moving it back forward?
Yeah, we can't do any of that, unfortunately. We're kind of stuck.
It's also a corner lot.
Exactly.
No, I kind of see how it's jammed in there. All right. I don't have any other questions.
Did have one other question.
Sure.
The plot plan.
Why,
No, but there was another one.
I'm a real estate
Bigger one.
agent.
oh, what?
Real estate broker.
You gonna sell out of your house? It says new office.
Yeah. that's
No,
the
it's
one.
it's,
Oh,
it's
on
just a
the-
room.
okay.
Actually, that
Oh, I
space
saw
in
it.
the front, even though it's labeled as new office, is actually my wife's private space for herself. I don't know how we can better describe
Woman's
it.
cave?
Yeah, it's a she. It's not a she shed, but a space for her that she decided to take on.
Gary?
I don't have any questions.
Marguerite?
So I do.
I'm sure.
So it appears to me the variance is needed for this part here, not the part over the garage. So it
No.
would be the part on the corner, right?
It'd just be the part in the front of the house.
So it's about maybe not even 5 feet?
Not even 5 feet. It's
So
probably
my
about 2.
question is, why can't you push this part of the addition back a little?
So one of the other things that we were looking to do in the back is at some point later on we're looking to install our pool, and because we couldn't do that adequately with the culvert that I think is in the back of the property in the grass area behind us, we decided that that was the amount of space that we could utilize. Our original drawings when we first came in and spoke was a much bigger space, and we've dramatically changed everything to try to accommodate as much as possible the spacing that's needed for what we're trying to do.
So explain to me the pool, what's the problem with the pool back there?
So in the back of the property is a culvert. We have what was a little water space in the back that I believe somebody dealt with years before I bought the house. And we didn't discover that until we started doing the plot plan survey. So we didn't want to create something in the back that would cause us to have issues if we came for the pool later on, which is why we made this option to avoid that.
Where's your well? Is this your well back here too?
Nope, my well is to the, if you're looking on the diagram, it's to the, adjacent to the garage on the, it's a little,
Yep,
yeah.
sorry. My eyes are clearly need some glasses now. Okay.
I have another question.
Go ahead, you can ask. I'm
Um,
still trying to think about this.
Are you aware if there's a pre-existing non-conformity with this lot? I'm looking at this diagram again, and I see that it looks like your front steps might be across that line as well.
Yeah, I don't know of any previous issue. The stairs were always where they were when we bought it. To my knowledge, it was there when the house was built, but we never encountered anything at all.
Okay.
So actually, Jack, are the stairs are allowed, right, in the front yards?
Yeah.
So they're not considered a, and would the, sort of their covered little porch part, would that be considered allowed too in the
No.
front yard?
No, that would have needed a variance at the time.
So is that actually what's causing the need for the variance, or is that
No, it's
not as
the
far?
far corner.
It's that far corner? And how many, I mean, is that really 5 feet, or is it less than 5 feet?
So I think it's approximately 2 feet or something on that line. It's not really a major.
Because the garage is set back 2 feet. That's all, it just seems like this isn't a needed variance. I think you have, certainly presented some topography and shape suggestions to us, but I still feel like there's a way that this variance could be avoided. Without even like aesthetically changing it. I mean, you're doing a really nice job with showing depth on the house, going from a flat surface to a surface that's got some depth to it. So moving that back wouldn't really change any visual piece of it. It seemed to me like the only plan that we saw that had any type of measurements was this top right one. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Did you agree it's like 2 feet? Or do you think it's more than that?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's 2. You gotta go off that front gable dormer where it comes out. That's the most that it's coming out.
This part here, over the steps?
No.
This part. The dormer on the new addition? Right here?
Yeah, that point right there. That's the most, that point.
I'm just trying to understand how a 2-foot setback is gonna create a problem with a culvert in the pool. Maybe I just don't know how much space you have back there, but it looks like you've got well over 50 feet.
No, in the rear of the house, another thing that's happening back there that I think is an issue for another day is the ground is starting to, what would be the term? Not erode, but kind of recede. Because of that culvert creation, it's it's causing the ground. I think my neighbor has a lot more of a problem than I do, so we're losing ground as we go back there. So I think that's one of the other issues too, which creates more complications for the back of the property long term.
Is the culvert part of the subdivision, or was it just?
I don't have the answer to that, unfortunately. I discovered it when we did the survey.
I don't want to be difficult, but I guess I feel like I still need a little more information about what the back of your property, some sort of measurements back there, whatever's happening in the back. On this plan, it doesn't look like, and I'm not trying to disbelieve you, but I don't know where the erosion or the, instability of the land is hitting. I don't know how much space you have between where this plan is stopping and that area. And if it wasn't a variance, that'd be a different story, but because it's a variance, I feel like there's a way to avoid the variance here. The irony is that this has nothing to do with the part of the lot that I thought it was going to be more difficult on, which is you're meeting that requirement. Your corner, which has a harder setback, and all of that's already met. It's this area that would presumably be the easier side of the lot, the more typical side of the lot.
I think it's the issue is really the topography. I mean, we can't move an entire house and change its directional. So no matter what we do, we still end up having to sacrifice and make adjustments for that sake. I mean, this was the easiest route to get to the mitigated end without having to do something that's kind of impossible to do, besides ripping down the entire house.
So I'm not suggesting you have to shift the house. I'm just saying that addition appears like it could be set back 2 feet and you'd meet all of the requirements. If that's not possible because you actually have some significant land problems in the back, I feel that I would need to have a better understanding of what that problem looks like and where it starts. So that could be in our record, because we have a lot of people who come before us and they want to build something that's outside what they're allowed to do with their land, their lot. And so, yes, a variance would be a wonderful thing to be able to get, but unfortunately, it's not easy for us to grant that. We need to have pretty substantial reasons to grant a variance, and you may have that. I just don't feel that I've got enough of that presented to me tonight, is what I'm saying. So I don't mind giving you time to go and provide that information to us, or take another look at the way that this addition is being proposed and see if maybe you can just make a slight adjustment in the shifting of the addition and then you wouldn't even need a variance.
I don't know. I think the challenge too is, in the way that you're creating a property, in trying to keep it aesthetically sensible. If we were to now shift, your whole house has a frontage that kind of is symmetrical across the board, and then we're going to have a random deeper setback just for the sake of, it's not going to be aesthetically.
So your neighbor,
like it
I drove by
devalues
your
it.
house, and your neighbor has something that looks just like that, your next door neighbor. That's addition on the side of his house on, what is it, Tamarack.
Which are you talking about directly next
So
door?
if I'm standing on Tamarack, the house to the left.
Yep, but he doesn't have the same topography issue that I do.
Right, but he has that section of his house is set back, I don't know, 5-10 feet from the front of the main building. It looks very nice. From an aesthetic standpoint, I don't see this as an issue. There, as I said, there may truly be a topography issue back there. I just don't have that information presented to me right now. And I don't mind letting you do that. I mean, show us some pictures, take some measurements, tell us where these issues are happening. Show us what the culvert really looks like. Let me see that. It looks, from what's presented to me, it looks like you have a lot of space to be able to move this back. It wouldn't be a problem aesthetically, and it wouldn't be a problem from a structural standpoint, or even, it wouldn't even make you lose your addition. You would probably be able to maintain everything that you've planned here. It would just be a slight adjustment. But it's possible I'm wrong, and I'm happy to have you, ask to continue this and have you present some more evidence to us, and also re-examine this layout plan and see if it's feasible. I'm sure if we asked, Jack would be willing to go over and take a look at it too. So he could give us some information. I don't mind doing that. I just, that's where I'm struggling tonight.
Okay. Okay.
So you want to continue this?
I will do it if it's necessary.
Well, I mean, I know I'm one vote, so I guess the question is, does,
I mean, yeah.
So you want to get rid of the variance?
I don't think the variance is necessary unless he can show to us that there's more, he has to give us more information about the topography issue. When we've had topography issues in the past, we usually have we have some information in our
Right,
record around that. We don't even have anything presented to us that shows the culvert, et cetera. So I feel like, I think the variance is avoidable. If it's not avoidable, I think we need more information on the topography piece.
I mean, I think the topography issue kind of shows itself from the layout of the land itself. If a person, there would be no conversation about this at all if this was just adjusted, 3 degrees differently. We wouldn't even have this conversation, to be honest with you. I think the land itself shows that this is positioned in a way that automatically creates problems with any type of movement that you would do. And that if we, especially for the amount of what we're asking for, which is, I think, literally 2 feet, I don't think it's something that's outside the realm of just moving forward with it. I mean, a considerable amount of time and calls and meetings have been done for the last 4 months to get to this point of having this design. And with much changes, I think it's just a simple request to ask for it to just be done so that we can move forward and continue with it. I know that I understand fully the concept of the other things that are concerning, but really, in general sense, the variance is being requested because the topography doesn't work for the property, and it's something that can easily be adjusted. If the next door neighbor, who's not aligned to us but actually sits back already a few feet as they turn that corner, they have no issue with this because they actually have more footage in the front than we do. We have what should be 40 feet from the stairs. I think they have about 50 or more automatically, so their whole positioning has no bearing on how this turn happens for us on that corner. But that's my thought. Let me look at this.
Maybe for Jack, for variances, is shape, soil shape, or topography, or soil shape and
It's either of the three.
either?
Here they are.
Okay. I mean, because the shape of this lot is very different than the other lots on this street. If we just kind of look at this diagram here, and it's kind of a trapezoid rather than a square, and the house is positioned kind of tipped, leaning towards the street as opposed to aligned with the street. Is that alone? We just get that alone?
I mean, so there's two pieces around the shape, because I thought about that as well. So I would be more inclined to think about shape if we were talking about the variance being needed where the garage is, because that is where the struggle is around the shape for me. But the house across the street is not squared to the lot, obviously, either. I think the shape is not that strangely unique that in the zoning district in which, it's not really just the neighborhood, it's the zoning district in which it's in. And I just feel that I personally don't think that there's a need for this variance, except for potentially a topography issue, which I'm, again, happy to let you present more information about. But from a shape issue, this variance can be avoided simply by moving that side addition back, not even 5 feet, less than 5 feet. And aesthetically, I think that's not, I don't think it will even be noticed, to be honest.
Are you suggesting to make it symmetrical with the wing of the house where the garage is?
I mean, the garage is set back from the main part of the house slightly, I don't know, maybe a foot. So you'd move this other one back a little bit, but just looking at how they've got, the dormers and the roofing and everything else, this isn't intended to look like a house anyways has one flat front line to it. And there are other houses in the neighborhood, including right next door, you can see where they have that type of setback. That's pretty standard for the houses not to be evenly set. I mean, in the back, it's already bumped out in the back. I feel like that's something that has to be explored in addition to learning more about the topography issue that may be there, because I just don't think the shape is sufficient in this, personally. That's my own personal opinion.
I mean, I think I would, again, come back to the idea as we're looking at, and I'm sorry I don't have it in front of me, but I'm looking at it even from this angle here, as we're looking at this line, the fact that this property, I mean, when you were talking about the right side of the garage, I'm sorry that I'm holding it that way. When you're looking at the right side of the garage, there is considerable more land here than comes to this point over here, and this still is set back. This is actually pushed forward in front of this house here that has a considerable more amount of land in the front of it. That's why that concept that this property somehow is giving us some type of similar look is not really the same thing. You're not dealing with the same amount of square footage in the front of the property that I'm dealing with as the person next door to me. So anything that we build here is still going to have that issue of that spacing here, whereas the one next to me easily has more footage to deal with this issue if they were to do something. I think it makes, thank you. I think it just makes sense to that the issue is there. It's not like it's not an issue that we can see clearly through the information we have in front of us. I do understand, and I do understand and value the desire to have more information to give justification for your opinion, but I mean, I think it shows it clearly why the issue's there, why it's presented, and why it should be able to pass. Because we're not asking for a sizable amount of space. We're asking for just enough to get done what needs to get done without further challenge to this process.
Is there a way that you could show us maybe on the map where that land issue behind the house is, so we have at least a better idea?
The culvert?
Yeah.
Corrosion, whatever's back there as well.
For the so where my there is on the original sheet that's provided to you, there is a square that's provided right here. I'm sorry. To point it out. That's a slab that we were originally going to put a shed on for the property, but literally within about 2 feet of that is a cutoff to the ground. So one of the reasons why we paused on doing that is to see how much that erosion is going to continue for us. Now, our next door neighbor to the back of us, I guess not the one next door, but the one behind us.
232?
Yes, they have now almost lost, I would say, about all of this of their land. So it immediately goes off a cliff. And it's still going to the point where they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, whether they're going to fill it or do something on that line. And I think the reason why is because of that culvert being created whenever they did it. I tried to get the answer out of my neighbor because they're advanced in age and they've been there for they were the original owners, so but they don't know when it was actually put in place.
So the culvert is perpendicular to your house or your proposed addition, not parallel?
It's not parallel.
Okay.
It's back there somewhere.
Go ahead. Kind of more going straight back.
Yeah, more into there, into that back area.
You described it earlier. I thought it was like, like
No.
that's important. Okay. All right.
So I mean, if I were looking at this from a satellite view, I would say the culvert's probably somewhere in this world, but this doesn't exist back here. There's a pool here, and then this is he filled it with rock, and then this is just a steep fall off. So the majority of this piece here is not even existing to the same level as where we are currently.
So another question for you, two-part question. If you do put a pool, where did you plan on putting it into?
Closer to the house and closer to where our nearer to our deck.
But like, would it be behind this new addition that you're adding in?
No, it would be further to closer to the deck side of it, so around the original main house versus off to that side. But it's still a thought and process. I mean, to be honest, we haven't gotten to that stage yet, but that's where we're thinking for the next part of anything.
So, but then if you did end up pushing this addition back, like if that's what was voted on for you to either provide the evidence that we need, or you actually push it so you don't need a variance, then that pool for future plans won't necessarily be affected.
Not
Right.
known.
I don't think you want us voting right now,
I can see.
because you get 2 nays and then you can't come back for 2 years. So my suggestion would be to show us what your problem is with some evidence so that we can make a decision.
Nay, Mill. You're going to be a nay?
I'm all for it. But
Yeah. I would hope I don't have 2 nays in the room for 2 feet, but I understand.
Well, we've had issues with this neighborhood before, so That's why,
I think the other problem is that, I mean, unfortunately, Stoughton has significant numbers of properties that are on either undersized lots or, you know, our zoning doesn't really seem to fit
It does have some,
kindly with allowing people to do additions, but there's a lot of people who don't even bother to go down the variance route, and they try to build within whatever they have. And so I think variances are just really not that easy. I know it sounds like 2 feet, but it's just not something that we can just look at and say, oh, it's only 2 feet. Like, we have to meet certain criteria, and I think that's a struggle here.
I do understand. I try to align to whatever decisions I've seen that this panel has made in the past to say, okay, if it's, you know, apples to apples, it's the same thing. I've seen some that you all have made pretty much the identical situation that's an apple to apple, which is why I didn't feel that it would become such a, it wouldn't be contested, because it's fairly, it's not really, it's a corner lot, it's not innocuous, it's not a pressing issue, it's just trying to make a system work that's already been redesigned multiple times to try to fit the mold.
So, yeah, if you have some evidence to give to us around what's happening in the back, I'm sure building inspector could probably even meet you at your property and take a look at it and give you some ideas around it, and might help also with the issues you're having with the culvert and some of the questions you're having about this structural integrity of that land. And when we've granted these types of variances in the past, we've usually had some type of evidence around that presented into the record. So willing to give you, I'm personally willing to let that happen. It would need a continuance.
Understood. Thank you.
so you want to continue?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
If we
What do
can
we
before.
have available? Do we know what's going on the 20th yet?
So the 20th,
no, we're going to 27.
well, we still have to meet the 20th because you have to vote on the continuance for the Hebrew Life.
But that's all we're doing on the 20th?
Yep.
The 20th or the 27th?
And
You-
you're
the
continuing
27th.
it to the 27th, but you have to meet on the 20th to vote on that.
Oh,
So then we're going to continue it to the 20th then?
That's fine.
27th.
20th.
I won't be here the 27th. That's part of the reason we're moving
That's
it.
the reason why they were continuing, because Marguerite won't be here.
You weren't going to have a
Won't be
full
here
meeting.
either.
And Jeff won't be here.
Oh, okay. Then how can we continue it
Continue
with
it to
three?
the 27th. We set a meeting for the 27th.
Can we continue it with 3 votes?
I can call in and I can say I vote to continue, but I can't
You-
sit there for hours.
Oh, you mean Hebrew Senior Life?
Yeah.
Yes, we can, because that only requires a majority. It's a 40B.
Okay. All right, then then we'll continue it to the 27th?
Yeah.
27.
Make a motion to continue case number 4309 to June 27th at 7:32 PM.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
You know, I don't know whether, whether you read, but Exhibit A, I'm taking it for granted what that is 20-foot sewer easement running across 6 and 7.
I'm not sure.
It's right in your exhibit.
For your deed?
Huh?
For the deed?
Yeah, well, Exhibit A of the deed. So maybe you should just go down to, who would have that, the assessors?
Engineering.
Engineering?
Yeah, I won't be in tomorrow, but I can go over Monday and talk to you.
And that would show where the, I'm taking it for granted that's what it is.
Okay.
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 Yep.
Thank you much.
Did
Thank
we
you.
vote on that? Continue? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a couple of,
Okay, motion to open case number 4306.
43, oh,
That's Costco.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Send it to Kristen. Did she give it?
Yeah.
Send it out? Oh, okay.
Yeah, wait, yes. Oh, did you give everybody a copy of the,
Yep.
oh,
I don't have my copy, but
You
do
don't
you have an
have one?
extra one? There? Sherm or no?
Yeah, I got an extra one.
Okay. Thanks. And I can talk through it. All right. Do you want me to talk through it? The decision?
is there something in there, did you have a problem with this?
Just had one comment, and that was, it was related to parking. It says there's no change to parking in this one, but there's actually a reduction in 4 spaces. In the plans that are referenced, it talks about the progress print from May 2017. That plan shows a reduction from 551 to 547, so we just wanted to make sure that language where it says, I believe there's no reduction in parking, to say there's no material reduction in parking, or there's a reduction from 551 to 547, that was it, whatever we're.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I didn't realize that because they had, my notes had said that there was no reduction in spaces now with the
And I think what Steve
revisions.
Kolacki may have said was that there was no real net change on it because of where the parking is. That the parking we're losing is that out by the fuel facility, there was that ring, there was the extra parking out there. That's going away and parking's getting pushed towards the front door. So the way I think he meant to say it, he said there's really no net impact, there's no net change. It's that those new spaces aren't going in, they parking pushed to the front. There is a reduction in 4 spaces, so I just wanted to be clear and upfront on all that. So it's going, as I said, 551 to 547.
Okay, so it would be in finding number 4. The proposed installation will reduce the total number of available parking spaces by 4, is how it should read. Yes, I did have no net change in my notes. Okay.
So then, I'll make a motion that we accept the decision as written with the change, with the edit, in case number 4306.
All in favor?
Aye. So I'd like to make a motion, I don't think we did this before, that Sherm signs
I'll
the
second that.
decision as revised.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
All set?
All right, thank you all very much. Have a good night. Appreciate everything.
Thank you.
Now we get free gas tickets, right?
Thank you.
Check in with the ethics board. I don't know.
Can Kristen make this change, do you think? If I just edit it for her?
I think so.
Okay. So here's Sherm.
Okay, and then we got,
Motion to open case number 4275.
Second.
That's the, yeah, that's this one.
all in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Motion to accept the decision as written in case number 4275, the extension.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. And I think we should just put it on the record that we were informed they have recorded the original
Okay.
special permit decision.
Motion to open case number 4308.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to accept the decision in case number 4308 is written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I don't, did we vote to have Sherm sign that
And you
one?
have it here that we did on, oh, maybe you did on June 6th. No, then we have to vote that.
Okay.
Motion to have Sherm sign the decision in case number 4308 on behalf of the board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Sorry, I thought I saw a different date, but.
No, I did, so that was on the template, so I'm
Got
like.
it.
Yeah, and I kept going through it, and I'm like, oh, it was, because it was a new building to an existing building, I'm like, do I have to leave all this stuff in here?
I thought you did.
When should we have some minutes?
Still behind.
I thought we
Patty?
Oh. So there's also a chance, because they're revising it, that we might get a request to postpone beyond the 27th, right?
Yeah, because they're talking about going 3 stories to 6.
On which one?
That was presented at town meeting. It was a very different plan that was presented at town meeting than what we saw, so. So the Hebrew Senior Life may come in for the meeting on the 20th with just a letter asking for an even further date, is what I'm saying.
No, good.
And then you would have a very quick vote.
And I won't be here.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
How are we gonna have answers?
You can call me. I'm gonna be in a rooftop bar somewhere.
All in favor?
Aye.